Okay, let's dive in. You hear the word shark, and, well, usually one image comes to mind, right?
Yeah.
Big teeth, Jaws music.
Exactly. A single kind of instinct-driven predator. But the reality, when you look at the sources, it just blows that idea out of the water. The diversity is immense.
It really is. We're talking everything from giants that eat plankton to bullies that can swim up rivers. It's wild.
Yeah, so to make sense of it all, make it memorable, we thought we'd map them onto something fun, an alignment chart. Lawful, neutral, chaotic, good, evil.
Right. So our mission today is to figure out, okay, which sharks are the paladins of the ocean, which are the greedy ones, and which are just these totally bizarre, self-interested deep-sea creatures.
And it's not just about diet, it's about how they fit into their world, their whole strategy, their influence on the ecosystem.
So where do we start? The good guys.
Let's start with good. And if we're talking lawful good, the protectors, the ones upholding the law of the environment, we have to look at the blacktip reef shark.
Ah, the paladins of the reef. You see them everywhere on documentaries, right?
Yeah.
Especially like the Great Barrier Reef. They almost seem common.
They do, but their role is critical. They live in these large, quite stable groups, and they are basically enforcers for the reef structure itself.
How so? What are they enforcing?
Well, think about the coral reef. It's delicate. The blacktips, they control populations of certain fish, like parrotfish.
Okay.
Now, parrotfish eat coral. If you get too many parrotfish, they can actually devastate the reef.
Ah, right.
So the blacktips, by keeping those parrotfish numbers in check, they're literally acting as a line of defense. They're enforcing environmental balance, stopping the reef from collapsing.
So they're not just swimming around looking pretty. They're like Marine Border Patrol,
Yeah,
actively protecting the whole system structure. That makes sense for lawful good.
exactly.
Okay, moving along the good axis, neutral good.
This brings us to the blue shark, kind of the good boys of their particular family tree.
Good boys. How do you mean? They have those big kind of puppy dog eyes, I suppose?
They do. And they're related to much more aggressive sharks, like the oceanic whitetip, the blue sharks. They generally prefer a much more chill existence, often hang out in groups in the open ocean.
Right, sociable.
Mm.
But neutral good implies maybe a bit of a contradiction
Mhm.
or some flexibility. Where's the catch? Is it just a group hunting for fast stuff like tuna?
Well, the hunting is cooperative, which is interesting, but the real contradiction, the neutral aspect, it comes down to mating.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. While they're usually pretty peaceful group hunters, they're mating, it involves fighting, like really intense fighting, almost to the death.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah. The females actually have skin that's about 3 times thicker than the male's skin, specifically to survive the biting that happens during courtship.
Wow.
So the sharks that survive carry these scars for life. It's this weird mix. A generally peaceful life, but punctuated by this incredibly violent, necessary ritual for survival.
That is, yeah, that's a stark contrast. Okay, so from neutral good to the edge of the good zone, chaotic good dad, who fits there?
The giant, gentle, and slightly baffling basping shark.
The big guys. Chaotic, why? Not because they're dangerous, right? They eat plankton.
Exactly. They're
Yeah.
huge. One of the largest fish out there. Maybe 8 meters, 15 tons even, but totally harmless to us. Passive plankton eaters, genuinely one of the nicest sharks.
So the chaotic part isn't aggression. It's their behavior. Something weird they do.
It's their behavior, yeah. Especially during courtship. Get this. These enormous animals gather in these massive groups, sometimes up to 100 of them.
115-ton sharks.
Yep. And they just swim in circles together. Big, slow, synchronized circles.
Why?
We're still not entirely sure. We think it's related to finding a mate, some kind of social ritual, but the full picture is hazy. It's just this massive, slow motion, slightly mysterious gathering, kind of like a giant underwater yoga retreat that scientists haven't quite figured out.
A 15-ton yoga retreat. Okay, I love that. But all right, if the basking shark is the gentle giant, we need to shift gears. Let's move into the neutral zone. This is where things get really interesting, right? The balancers, the survivors.
Exactly. The sharks that prioritize balance or just their own survival, often in pretty unique ways. And we start with lawful neutral. This, I think, really highlights the framework. We're talking about the tiger shark.
The oceans share. Okay, now wait. Tiger sharks are feared, right? Why lawful? Why not chaotic like some of the others?
It's because they adhere, quite strictly actually, to a necessary, if kind of brutal, maritime law ecosystem balance.
Okay.
They're famous for eating almost anything. They get called the ocean's garbage disposal sometimes because, yeah, they'll eat tires, license plates, whatever.
Right, I've heard that.
But their real lawful role is population control. They prey on animals that, if their numbers get too high, could seriously damage the environment.
Like what's the key example?
Sea turtles are a big one.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Because turtles are generally protected, charismatic.
Yeah. Exactly. But if you have too many turtles in one area, they can absolutely demolish vital seagrass beds. Huge patches just gone. And lots of other species rely on that seagrass.
Ah, I see.
So the tiger shark, by preying on turtles, makes sure no single species, not even the popular ones, throws the whole system out of whack. It's a tough job, maybe thankless, but it's absolutely crucial for maintaining the structure, the law of that ecosystem.
Okay, that makes sense. A necessary enforcer. So from the busy sheriff to maybe the complete opposite, true neutral,
Perfect transition. True neutral has to be the whale shark.
the ultimate chiller.
Absolutely. This animal basically defines unbothered. It's the largest fish in the ocean, can get up to 15 meters, weigh 15 tons. And they can live for over 100 years. They are just not in a hurry.
To be that massive, live that long, and spend your entire life just slowly swimming with your mouth open, filtering tiny plankton-like stuff no bigger than a grain of rice, that feels like the definition of true neutral. They just exist, right? Not really interfering.
Pretty much. Their whole life strategy is slow, steady consumption and survival. They're this massive, ancient presence that's just there, concerned only with their own path.
Immovable. Okay, now we got to dip into the darker side of neutral evil. Where does that take us?
That takes us deep into the abyss, really, to meet the Goblin Shark.
Oh, these things look terrifying. Like something out of a cartoon villain's sketchbook.
Right. They are the definition of a solitary, deep-sea weirdo just looking out for number one. Everything about them is geared towards their own survival in that harsh environment.
And those features. That huge, long snout.
Yeah, that nose is packed with electroreceptors. It's like a highly sensitive antenna for finding prey crabs, squid in total darkness deep down.
Okay, makes sense. But the jaw, the way it hunts, that's the really unsettling part.
It's completely bizarre. It's called slingshot feeding. When prey gets close, the jaw doesn't just open, it literally shoots forward away from the skull.
Shoots forward.
Yeah, like on elastic. And those long, pointy, nail-like teeth, they instantly impale the prey. It's this incredibly specialized, ruthless mechanism, purely designed for efficient, self-interested killing in the deep sea.
Wow. Okay, definitely neutral evil, just pure, weird self-interest. But maybe the most ruthlessly fascinating survival strategy is saved for chaotic neutral.
I think so. This is the sand tiger shark.
And this is all about reproduction, right? Something chaotic happens there.
Utter chaos, survival at literally any cost, starting before they're even born. So the female has 2 separate uteruses, or uterine horns.
Correct.
And initially, she might have, say, up to 50 embryos developing in there, swimming around freely, feeding on unfertilized eggs the mother keeps producing.
50 potential babies swimming inside.
Yep. But here's the chaos. The largest, strongest embryo in each uterus starts hunting.
Hunting the others.
Yes, it eats its siblings. Cannibalism in utero. It continues until only 1 super strong pup is left in each horn.
Whoa, so only 2 survive out of maybe 50. That sounds incredibly brutal.
It is brutal. But from an evolutionary perspective, the neutral the mother, is essentially providing a massive high-protein food source, ensuring the 2 that do make it are incredibly large, strong, and ready to survive the second they're born.
They basically ate their way to the top before birth.
Pretty much. It's a chaotic system, definitely, but it serves the neutral goal of producing the absolute toughest survivors. Ruthless efficiency.
Okay, my mind is slightly blown. All right, we've navigated the good and neutral zones. Time to face the evil side of the chart, starting with Lawful Evil.
And that title, arguably, belongs to the great white shark.
The icon. Judge, jury, and executioner, you called them.
Yeah.
6 meters, 2 tons. The apex predator.
They really are. They rule their domain methodically. There's an iron rule of dominance, and they outcompete rivals effectively. Their power is pretty undisputed.
But what makes that dominance lawful evil rather than just, well, powerful? Is it just size or is there a method?
It's the method. It's calculated. They don't just randomly attack. Their preferred prey are high-energy meals like seals and sea lions.
Right.
Fatty meals.
Exactly. And they hunt them strategically. They assess, they plan their approach. It's methodical power projection. Interestingly, the sources point out that humans were generally too skinny, not enough blubber to be worth the effort compared to a seal.
Good Good to know. So, they rule by calculated force, enforcing their dominance. That fits lawful evil.
Precisely.
Which leaves us with the final square, the most unpredictable, perhaps the most feared overall. Chaotic evil.
This has to be the bull shark.
The famously grumpy one, the honey badger of the sea.
That's a great description. They're not the biggest, usually under 3 meters, but their temperament is what sets them apart. They are bullies. They're greedy, aggressive, especially when food is involved, utterly unpredictable.
And the truly chaotic factor, the thing that makes them uniquely dangerous, is where they can go.
Exactly. That's the kicker. They are one of the very, very few sharks that can comfortably live in fresh water.
Which means they completely ignore the usual boundaries. They swim way up rivers, the Mississippi, the Amazon, rivers in Australia. This puts them in contact with totally different environments and prey.
Like what kind of unusual prey?
Anything, really. Capybaras, birds like pelicans. They've even been known to tangle with saltwater crocodiles in those estuaries. Their ability to just seamlessly move between salt and fresh water, invading these inland territories, makes them a truly chaotic threat. They defy all the normal rules of where a shark should be.
Wow. Okay, so we've done it. We've mapped the chart from the diligent blacktips protecting reefs to the sand tiger cannibals and these freshwater invading bull sharks. What's the big takeaway here?
I think the main thing is just how broad the term shark really is. It covers this unbelievable spectrum of life strategies and ecological roles. You've got gentle giants, meticulous protectors, deep-sea specialists just doing their own thing, and then these incredibly dominant or unpredictable power players.
The sheer variety is staggering.
It really is.
So what does it all mean for us, for how we think about the ocean? It means that balance is, well, it's complicated, isn't it? It's not just big fish eat small fish. Each of these sharks has a role, a strategy, whether it's that intense fight for life in the womb or the messy but necessary law enforcement of the tiger shark.
Exactly. And that complexity leads to a final thought, something for you, the listener, to maybe chew on.
Okay.
If the tiger shark is the ocean's sheriff, like we said, keeping species like sea turtles in check to maintain balance, what happens if the sheriff's numbers decline, due to overfishing or habitat loss?
Right.
What happens to the ecosystem's laws then? Which creature, maybe something unexpected, suddenly steps into that power vacuum and becomes the new chaotic neutral problem because the established rules are broken?
That's a really interesting question. Who takes over when the enforcer is gone?
Yeah. Think about that complexity, that ripple effect next time you hear something about sharks. It's a whole interconnected system down there.